Hello to all of you, and thank you for joining us for the inaugural series of the 40 Under 40 honorees that the NACVA and the Consultants Training Institute has launched this year in 2014. It is a program that we are very proud of, where we are giving the opportunity for young professionals, obviously under the age of 40, I do not qualify, can be given the chance to have a spotlight on their contributions to the profession. Many of the folks who we will be featuring in this series have already been contributing as authors, presenters, leaders in the profession, but maybe not quite as well known outside of their local geographic area. And we received 125 nominations for this year's series of honorees. And through this video series and a lot of other press opportunities and collaborations that we will be hosting with these professionals, you'll get to know them a little bit better. And we'll start with these three: Karen Boulay, yes. Megan Salehli, and John Dimovski. We got a great cross-section of folks. But first of all, I'm starting with you, Karen. Can you tell us what firm you're with, your area of specialty, and how you got into this profession?
Sure. So I'm with the Anstis & Company in Lowell, Massachusetts. I actually live in New Hampshire, which is not a far commute. My area of specialties are valuations for estate and gifting and divorce, primarily, also mergers and acquisitions. I got started probably about 15 years ago when under the guise of the CPA license. So my employer at that time was a CVA.
Okay.
So I started doing business valuations with him. So once I got into it, I loved it. I just love the aspect of valuing businesses and being involved with the business owners and learning about the businesses. So it was a really nice complement to the CPA license. So about 3 years ago, I became certified.
Just 3 years ago.
Just 3 years ago.
And
NACVA, yes.
recently are elected to our valuation credentialing board.
Yes.
So in a short time, immediately, I'm wanting to serve the profession.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Megan?
I work for a firm called Asterion. We're a boutique in Philadelphia. We offer financial and economic consulting in forensics, valuation, and intellectual property. And I actually got started in the profession in 2003. I was recommended for an internship at a regional accounting firm, and I got into their dispute and forensics department and ended up working with my current partner doing a lot of business valuation work. So I got to see, the fundamentals of business valuation as well as a lot of the work that goes into the forensic and dispute consulting arena, and I just love the crossover and the constantly changing demand for the mathematical modeling and the technical expertise as well as the report writing, and it's just a dynamic profession, and I loved it right off the start.
I hear that quite often from folks who are coming through our training that there's no black or white. There's a lot of finessing to calculating those values and those damages, and not only that, but testifying as you probably do. It's got to be a great practice to have that blend of traditional valuation and financial forensics work.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's a benefit.
John?
I'm actually the co-founder of Harmon Partners, which is a boutique management consulting firm based out of Birmingham, Michigan. Actually, next week is our 2-year anniversary. And
congratulations.
Thank you. So we really specialize in 4 core areas. Probably our bread and butter is turnaround management consulting, working in the distressed environment.
Okay.
And it's from that the valuation aspect really has grown. So valuation is definitely one of our core service lines, along with succession planning and corporate finance activities. But working in the distressed environment and working with primarily individuals, privately held companies in the lower to middle end of the market, there's a lot of initiatives that come up where you see how you can create value, and having the valuation credential behind us helps us understand how you can take a company and really create that value and improve performance. So my background getting into the profession is very similar to Megan's, where I started as an auditor at the Big Four, transitioned into one of their consulting groups, which was dispute analysis and forensics. And from there, the valuation aspect really grew, especially in a litigation setting. And then kind of just coupled that into the boutique realm and did our own thing.
Here you are.
Here I am.
So what was it like for you to receive the notification that you had been not only nominated, but then eventually selected for this process? I mean, did you have like a "I'm going to Disneyland" moment, or what was that like for you? And it'd be interesting to hear your perspectives on that.
I didn't have a going to Disneyland, but I had a going to Vegas type moment. No, it was definitely exciting. With this being the inaugural event, obviously it's a big establishment. It's always great to be recognized by your peers, especially by kind of the governing body over valuation. So from my perspective, it definitely helps with referral sources, networking, and generating business. So it was amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was very excited. I think it's a great opportunity. I was honored just to be nominated, and then to find out that I was selected was especially nice. And I'm getting close to the 40, so I don't feel like I have a lot of opportunity left for this. So it's really exciting.
You got in.
Yes, I got in.
I can't get in. I'm over 40. So dang it.
I was really honored and surprised and really happy because, a lot of the people that are in this organization are the true leaders and mavericks of the profession and created the very standards by which we practice our business valuation today. So it was really, truly an honor.
What are some of the challenges that you guys are facing, and ladies, shouldn't just say guys, but what are some of the challenges that you are facing in your profession right now, and what advice would you give to folks coming in considering those challenges?
Go ahead.
Sure. I think one of the challenges is just the wealth of information that's out there and how the practice is developing and changing and the standards are changing. Things are going away, like the Ibbitson's going away. So it's important to stay on top of things and to really be involved. That's one of the reasons I like to be involved with NACVA, is that there's so much information here, and there are, the mavericks are out there, the people that really, truly have been doing this for a long time, the masters. So there's a lot that can be learned from them. So, and it's nice to be able to step back and know what I know, but also know what I don't know.
Sure.
And to be able to draw upon those masters and the people that have the information that I might not have.
Yeah, I think that's something very similar. Basically, as a sort of jack of all trades and practicing in a lot of different areas, it's incredibly difficult to be able to stay on top of all of the information to be able to perform the best service at each of the various types of services that you do provide if you're providing such a wide range. And so maybe a specialization is something to consider earlier in the process.
Right. That's a great piece of advice.
Yes.
In fact, when we have talked with folks who have been contributing to the profession for many, many years, that's the advice that they give, is to find an area that you enjoy and have some interest in, but to really be a specialist, an expert in one or a few areas, and get all the knowledge that you can in that area, because there's certainly a lot of opportunity to specialize in different industries or specialties. That's a great piece of advice.
Do you see NACVA expanding the CVA designation to be more specialized, like specialize in M&A or specialize in estates and trusts? Do you see that coming?
Oh yes, we have current credentials that are specialized within the financial forensics area. Particularly, we have the Master Analyst in Financial Forensics credential with 7 specialty paths of training: matrimonial litigation, bankruptcy, insolvency, restructuring, business valuation and litigation. This is a test if I can remember all 7. Forensic accounting, business intellectual property damages, and I'm going to forget some others. But there is a particular certification that we sponsor with the AMNAA for mergers and acquisitions in the middle market. So the business valuation credential that we're currently offering is specifically designed for valuation, but we do have certifications in the other specialty areas. And one we're considering is in healthcare, because it's a booming, growing industry, and so we're considering that, but it's a lot to take on.
Right.
So we were going to talk about some of the things that you're challenged with and some advice for folks.
Yeah, I think my perspective is just a little bit different. The challenges that I face more from an origination or revenue generating standpoint is in the marketplace, it's very competitive, and trying to educate, kind of going back to some of the things that were touched on in the conference yesterday, trying to educate your referral sources on two very important points. One, the value of maintaining this credential versus there's a lot of competition that feels that they're certified or capable of doing evaluation, but they don't hold a credential. Most often that's CPAs that we come across. So, placing the weight on the credential and educating the referral to understand who NACVA is and why you want a certified individual doing the appraisal is one thing. Secondarily, cost is always an issue. That's one of the challenges that comes up. And again, to the conference yesterday, educating the people or your client on the difference between a calculation and a conclusion and why it's more valuable, why it's a better investment at times is probably one of the other challenges that we face a lot.
Sure. I am so impressed with the three of you. Just this short time together to get to know you a little bit. Looking forward to getting to know you better over the course of this next year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
proud of you. Anything we can do to support you, not just this year, but throughout your career, you can call upon us, call me directly or any of our staff at headquarters. We thank you all for joining us for this introduction to this esteemed group of 40 under 40 professionals. And we'll look forward to introducing the other folks to you over the course of 2014. We'll see you next time.